Alright, so the season of Valentine is already upon us. Whether you love love or you hate the old talk about love, maybe because you're just coming off from a breakup or there's just something that has not been kind to you when it comes to matters of the heart. Whether you like it or not, February 14 has come to stay, and you'll be seeing lots of hearts, candies, teddies, the town looking all red in the evenings. You see ladies in their red dresses, black dresses, white dresses, glitters all around, celebrating Valentine's Day. It's a day set aside to celebrate your loved one. Now we're beginning to modify it to go beyond the erotic kind of love to even loving a stranger, loving someone who cannot show his or self love, provided is love. It's Valentine. I know Christians are behind that one. They've turned it to Charity Day, but it's all right. Now, get it. I said Valentine, not Valentine. I keep hearing Valentine, Valentine in town. Seriously, people, wake up. But ITV Radio is not left out on this whole celebration. We have a package for you come Sunday, February 14. It's the Couples Classic. So if you like, carry your landlady and come, or your landlord is okay. But you're going to have to buy tickets this year to be part of our show. And these tickets, we have the ones that are even special that you can sleep over. You get a hotel room. So you've not taken your wife out for a year now, a long time. We have all an arrangement for you that you can have alone time on Friday, on Sunday night, celebrating Valentine's Day. By the way, my name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and today we're talking about Valentine's special, VAL special, love talk. But before you will meet my guest to start talking about all of these love issues and the best way to celebrate this year's Valentine's Day, not forgetting that we have COVID-19 issues, we'll quickly have that break so that you would get the information on the ITV Radio Couples Classic, decide which of the tickets you want to buy. I would even advise you to buy the 65,000 naira ticket. It has everything in it. Okay, but we'll be back.
Calling me the sugar with the tea, calling me the honey with.
Valentine has never been this exciting. Central Hotel Epidosa Signature, in partnership with ITV Radio, presents Couples Classic 2021, tagged Amor, Love Conquers All,
featuring
romance games,
exquisite accommodation for couples,
comedy,
buffet,
karaoke,
spoken words,
special effect photography,
and gift presentation. Date 14th February 2021, Valentine's Day. After party holds at Central Hotel Epidosa Signature, Hyperion.
Red carpet starts at 3 p.m. Main event 4 p.m. Ticket categories are bronze 25,000 naira per couple, gives you a bottle of wine and a buffet.
Silver 55,000 naira per couple, buffet, champagne, exquisite accommodation for couples, after party at Hyperion, breakfast for two.
Gold 65,000 naira per couple, buffet, champagne, exquisite accommodation for couple, after party at Hyperion, breakfast for two, and a shout out to loved ones by ITV.
Tickets available at ITV Glass House, Fresh One Oluku, Fresh One Airport Road, Cake Lounge, Airport Road, Central Hotel Epidosa Signature.
For inquiries, please call Rookie on 0901 753 2321 or Desmond on 0805 673 3170. This event is in collaboration with Perfect Event Center, DJ MOG, T-Live Media,
Payride, your top-notch online taxi. Download the app from your Google or Apple store.
The Prince Builders and Estate Developers Limited, Head Office, Comfort Plaza, Suite A4 Etete off Adesuwa Road, GRA, Benin City. G Astoria Lounge and Bar, 91 Wire Road, Benin City.
Samutaka Generators and Electronics, 66 Wire Road, Benin City. Global Foods and Cinemas, 59 Urubi, Benin City.
Osumpek Oil, opposite S&T Barracks, Isio, Benin City, where 1 liter of fuel is 1 liter. Honorable Omo Sage Efosa, popularly called Mighty Man, former Red Local Government Chairmanship aspirant.
Ultimate Equal, Simplistic Investment Limited and its subsidiary.
Honorable Pius Alile, founder, Pius Alile Coalition Initiative.
Edosma Electrical Services, sales of generators and electronics, 61 Wire Road.
The Casino Royal at the Courtyard, 70 Boundary Road by Ebenezer Junction, GRA, Benin City.
Please note, COVID-19 protocols must be strictly adhered to. No face mask, no entry.
Couples Classic, Amor, Love Conquers All.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, you know, I wish we could have behind the scene on television sometimes. The things we see behind the camera, you would really know what's going on in the studio. Well, my name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, your host on today's show. The program you're having is Flip Side, the other side of the news. So on Sunday evening when you watch our news, I'm sure you would hear it's Valentine's Day and people are wearing red, and maybe in 3 minutes that whole news is all wrapped up. And maybe by Monday you hear that the couples classic held and people won gifts, and that's just it. But there are some other vital informations you might not be able to get from the news. Flipside is here to do justice to issues like that. So we bring you the other side of the news. Today is VAL special. We're going to be talking about love. And I have two guests in the house with me. You have Mr. Kingsley Ikeke. He's been on the show before, twice, I think. Yeah. And the counselor, it's good to have you here again.
Thank you.
Short notice, and he honored our invitation. Then there's this very beautiful woman you've seen on ITV before, not on Flipside. She would have been here last year, but it was this very special situation. But she was still here, not on stage, not in the studio, but she was in the premises. I want to officially welcome you for the first time to Flipside, and she's Dora Ogu. She's the CEO of Arid World Fashion and Spa. Yeah, she's a lady and she's a lion. Good to have you in the house today. Okay, so we're going to talking about love, but before we have we put up on our page, we allow people to ask their vital issues about love that they want addressed, and so we compiled some questions that if you even listen to them, they don't just follow this one is going one way, the other one is going on, but we needed to address some issues. But in as much as we're going to address some of your questions today, we will still talk about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is characterized with one thing in particular: gifts given. We have cards, we have dinners, we have flowers, we have candies, teddy bears, and all of that stuff. And for those who have more money, they're now buying cars too, jewelries and all stuff for people that they love on Val's Day. Now, in America alone, in 2019, yes, because there was really no much statistics for 2020. In 2019, an average American economy spends about $20 billion on gifts for Valentine's Day. America alone. We've not added the rest of the world to it. I wish we could do Nigeria, but we don't have such statistics we can rely on. We spend more than many people. I've seen guys who buy all the iPhones for their like 4 girls that they have on Val's Day. So if we combine all the monies we're expending on gifts as well, it will maybe even pass their own. So gifts giving is a big deal. Some are saying it's all overrated. I beg, there are other days you can celebrate love. Some are saying no, there should be just that one special day, like your birthday. Every day you should enjoy, but on your birthday it's special. But anyway, we'll talk about this and more. So I'm going to start with you because you're closest to me.
Okay.
So what do you think is the best way to celebrate Valentine's Day this 2021?
Well, looking at what you've said earlier, if the means are available, I think what you guys are doing here would be a very ideal way to celebrate. You know, leaving the kids behind. I mean, for once, let the husband and the wife look like teenagers once more and catch some fun. You know, sometimes we're so engrossed with our work and a lot of activities, church, all kinds of stuff. And before you know it, it's as if there's no more, you know, intimacy between the couple. It's as if the romance is going down, and the man is all over town looking for money, wife is doing same. And days like this gives them the room, give them that chance to come together and you feel what they felt before they came together in the first place. So I think it's good. It's good. It's an addition to what normally was on ground, like you said, the birthdays and other celebrations like the Christmas and New Year. Outside that, you know, men don't really give a damn about things like that. But this Valentine brings another chance for the women to make a demand. You know, the good thing about it is that celebrations like this allows women to have the guts to ask, what are you bringing or what are you having for Valentine? What are you preparing? You know, other days, you know, the man could just, my dear, let's go and get things. But today it becomes a special day, and the man is like, it's in a tight corner. He has to do something, at least to validate his love. Sometimes people say it's not so important. It's very important, like the giving aspect you mentioned. I want to believe that one of the strongest indicators of love is in giving. If you remove giving from love, there's no longer love. So the proof of that love is in the substance that is shared among the intending couples or the couples or fiancés and fiancées and whatever. That exchange of gift becomes so vital. It validates the love.
Okay, cool. Well, personally, do you think this gift giving thing for Val's Day is overrated? Because I was reading a post online, and the writer was talking about the fact that it is not always about receiving something material. We have actually made it a commercial of the day. Now it's just about people making money, selling things. I beg, forget gifts, spend time together, see a movie together and all that. But do you think the gift thing is overrated for Val's Day?
Well, I want to come back to the first question before I move to the second one. You know, when we talk about Valentine and the best way of celebrating it, to me, I think it's a personal thing, you know. My brother just said that it's a time where women you have an opportunity to ask your husband, and it becomes a right. I don't think it should be like that, because you don't know the financial capability of the man or your friend, as it may be. Then if when you weigh both sides, fine, and you know that your man is buoyant enough, yes, to give you the gifts, of course you have the right to ask. And if you work as the other way, that there's no money, no way of getting it, you just keep cool. So ways of celebrating Valentine depends on you. I, for one, I don't see it as a do or die thing. It could just be a day that you just relax. That somebody is a workaholic, okay, let me just treat myself. I could just get the best drink that I have always want, you know, sit down and relax. Or you could just go probably visit an orphanage home. So it depends on how you see Valentine, you understand? Then the overrating thing is, I don't think it's overrated. Still boils down to your financial, yes. In the Western world, it's something that they cherish so much. We are just imbibing, you know, trying to get into Valentine culture. It is not actually our own culture, but now we are seeing it as a thing that we appreciate our loved ones. You understand? So whatever you have is coming out from you. So I don't think it's overrated.
Okay, so now talking about the gifts that people give, we had a show on radio. It's still on every Friday night. It's called Ladies Night. So we just talk about issues that deals with women, relationship, fashion, career, everything we So we have uncles and co-uncles, everyone in that show now woman, but we get people calling in, and we had this discussion I think 4 years ago on gifts given, and there's a man who was a regular caller. He passed on last year. He called on the show and said there's no such thing as a bad gift. Every gift is good, but I refuse to accept. And even to today, I've still refused to accept it. So for those of us who are going to get gifts, should we just be glad that the gift came? I mean, he thought of giving me a gift. Should that be enough? Or if the gift is not to our taste, should we speak out and say, I don't like this gift, get me something else?
Okay, let me still go back a little bit what I said earlier. You know, I have studied the black man. It's not on statistics, not a very liberal type. Not too many. If you take a lot of people that give on the black man's angle, I think our ratio will be lower. It's not about the cost of the gift. It's the attitude. It is the mind. It is the heart toward it. It's not the size. It's a show of you are in my heart. You are important to me. Literally, most African men don't give gifts. So if there is a window, like I told them one single program I had, and they were telling me if we're courting, I don't have money to take my intending wife to an eatery or Matthias or GT. I said, well, this once in a while I can take him or her to Mama Put. Something to show that, you know, at once in a while that I love you. You can't be saying I don't have all through the year. You will look for something. We did a program once in church where we use sweets as gifts. So it's not the size of the gift. And if someone gives you something, you didn't work for it. He gave you. Out of what he had, he has given to you. The first thing you do is to appreciate. Even when you feel that what he has given is not substantial, you can't size his pockets. Because like I said, giving is a personal, it's a personal thing. It's not about what you have. It's a state of the mind or the heart. Some people have so much and they give so little because they are not cut out for it. So I just see this as a window for, you know, for the men to begin to adjust and sometimes do something extra. No matter how small it is, just a token. You know that the white man can just go to somewhere and pick a flower and say, this is what a very fine flower, and bring it to the house. I just saw it was so lovely and I thought it would suit you. Although here the woman will say, what is that? You just picked a flower on the road. But it's not about what happened. It's about the attitude. You are in my heart. Your thoughts is all in my system. And I'm thinking about you. And that's why I thought to bring this to you. So you value what he brings based on the fact that he's doing it, showing that yes, you are important to him. It's not about the size. You can buy me an airplane and you're not really dead to me. I just give it to you. It's nothing to me. But once it's coming from the heart, you accept it. Even when you cannot quantify what he has brought, you appreciate what he has done, no matter how little. So it's not the size. If it's the size, then we'll say till you are buoyant before you celebrate, till you are buoyant before you buy a gift. He that is faithful in little will be faithful in more. Just show something. I think it will go a long way. I mean, you may not like that.
I don't like it.
She's not buying the idea at all.
No, because I personally believe that the thought is good, that you thought about me, then put in an extra work and make it something I would value, I would need. Okay, when I got married.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. You know, what you're saying now is based on that's the new generation. I remember when I got married and my husband bought me one particular wrapper, and I took it, I went into the room, my mom is like, why are you squeezing your face? I said, I don't like the cloth. I said, don't ever say it. You understand? Because he brought that cloth out of love. Oh, I think my wife will like this, not knowing that I may not really appreciate it. Do you understand? So now we are looking at what the man feel that we will like. But funny enough, as we were growing, as the marriage kept going, the gift that he started buying was awesome. You understand? Now he understand, okay, this is the kind of thing my wife likes, So very beautiful gifts. I don't need to
mention them.
Yes, measure them again. And of course, I know that he started learning how to buy beautiful gifts. In giving too, it still boils down to how your man understands you, or the other way around. Do you understand? If you're not a stylish person, of course, he cannot get you anything stylish. Do you understand? So he knows your worth. That's just it. And every gift is very important because it comes out from the heart, just like my brother just said. It's something that you just remember that this person is important. I think I should appreciate this person with this little gift. So there's no gift that is small, no gift that is small, because there's actually something behind that gift.
Okay, let me just add this one. Okay, so maybe for those of us that every gift is good, okay, let me just agree that forced me to agree.
Yes.
Not that I agree totally. But how can we not make it beyond good to be perfect? So that it's something that works. Put in effort.
Okay, so I just said now. My husband had to put in effort, knowing that, okay, I think this is what my wife would like. You understand? So he started growing.
Is it bad if they ask, like, what do you want me to buy for you? Like, yeah, I can't.
If you want it to be a surprise, if you want it to be a surprise, then you don't want to make her do the accent.
Exactly.
You know, there's this part of the script that says, "Despise not the days of little beginning."
Yeah.
I believe that if you are appreciative enough, over time you will know that that particular gift was not the type you prefer.
Really
He will work on it. You see, once someone is appreciative of what he has done, he's motivated to do more.
To do more, exactly.
But if for any reason you are not satisfied with the gift, like she said, don't show it. Came out of his hard-earned money.
Yeah.
For crying loud,
Because
please.
he might not
Don't let him feel bad. You don't know what he went through to get that thing for you.
It's okay. Anything you could bring, we'll accept. Okay, so of course the program is Flipside. We're talking about love. Yes, Love Talk Valentine's special. We're going to break quickly, and even inside the break there will be another break. All right, inside the break there'll be another break, and we're giving you a documentary on food. You know, we do these when we have festivals, Christmas, Igwe, Easter, Salah, any of these events that involves eating out. We give you this documentary to guide us on dining etiquettes, table manners. It's not every time you just go, food just come, you just open your mouth and just be eating. Okay, so what if you get to a very classy event and you have several cutleries laid in front of you, and it's not just a 3-course meal, maybe a 6-course meal? How do you know what to start with? What should you do? You have several wine glasses in front of you. Which one is for white wine? Which one is for red wine? Which is for water? Now, we have this all put together. If your cutlery should fall on the ground, you pick it and clean it with your serviette, or just signal and say, I need a new one. All right, so we'll just give you that quickly. When we're done with all of this, we'll come back and talk some more.
Food is commonly used to nourish and entertain guests. During interviews, dinner parties, Christmas celebrations, Igwe festivals, wedding parties, Valentine dinner, and all kinds of events, food gets served. It is one thing to get served and begin to eat like a glutton, and it is another to eat and get admiration from those around. And so, proper table manners are needed for our formal and informal dates. Table manner rules are not complicated, and most importantly, they will help you make a great impression at your next meal. Especially for formal dates or business dinners, immediately you sit at the table. Make good use of your napkin. Your napkin is not a serviette paper. It is big, wide, and thick. Place your napkin on your lap. Immediately upon sitting down, unfold it while it's in your lap. And if you want to get up, pick up your napkin from your laps, fold it back, and put it on your table before you leave. If you're hosted in a restaurant, you're expected to order for your food. Now, order something simple and familiar. Study the menu thoroughly before you order, so you don't order what the restaurant don't serve. To show you're ready to order, close your menu, place it on the table, and the waiter will come to you. Don't yell for the waiter like you're at the bus stop. But if it's not a restaurant you're being hosted, maybe a family house, you might not have much choice as to what you want to be served. But try to eat whatever they serve you. Have a taste of everything placed in front of you. And for difficult foods like spaghetti, which is a common food in many homes, you need to learn how to eat spaghetti perfectly. Now, this is how you eat spaghetti. Once your spaghetti is served, don't twirl with the support of your spoon. Always use your fork only. Never cut the thread of your pasta with a knife. And once it gets into your mouth, chew. Don't slop like. Keep the fork in a vertical position. Put the prongs down against the rim and twirl. Rotate the fork in a clockwise direction and lift. Don't overload your fork so you can neatly put everything in your mouth. And now that you've learned how to eat spaghetti, sometimes we eat and we get inconveniences like burn, onion, or we just have unwanted food in our mouth and we want to take it out. Unwanted food is removed from the mouth in the manner in which it is put into the mouth. Food put into the mouth with a utensil is removed with that same utensil. Meanwhile, Foods eaten with the fingers. If you must remove unwanted food from such, you would also remove them with your fingers. We all know talking while eating is inevitable. So, if you have more than a few words to say, don't speak with your mouth full. Swallow your food. Rest your fork on your plate and speak before you resume eating. Don't gesture with a knife or the fork in your hands while you talk. It is not a battlefield. And also, don't drink with your mouth full. To avoid leaving food on the rim of the vessels, make sure the mouth is free of food and blot the lips with a napkin before taking a sip of your beverage. And now, about beverages and liquids we take at the table. We have different types of wine and different bottles, glasses for them. About wines, enjoy your wine when you're served. Don't rush it once it's poured into the proper glass. Instead, it is time for you to evaluate and enjoy the wine. Evaluating wines involve 4 basic steps: looking at it, swirling it, smelling it, and tasting it. Hold the wine glass up against a white background, such as a napkin or a tablecloth, preferably white, or ensure that the wine glass you're served with is a transparent wine glass so you can see the color of the wine. Red wines should range in color from deep purple to brick red, while white wines should range in color from lemon gold to golden amber. And after you've examined the color, you swirl your wine in your wine glass to aerate it. While you're done with that, you smell the wine. Put your nose in the glass and take a deep breath. Older wines should have subtler aromas than younger ones. And then you taste. To taste the wine, fill your mouth about half full and softly swish the wine around before you swallow. There are different wine glasses for different wines. Watch and learn. This is the first wine glass. It is short and very small. Use it during cocktail parties. In this wine glass is the champagne flute. It is narrow at the top to allow the bubbles from the wine come up and you can see the sparkling clarity of the wine. We also have the white wine bottle. It is wider than the champagne glass but not as wide as the red wine glass. This white wine glass is very portable. We also have this glass for red wine. The red wine glass can come in 2 shapes. It could be a bit round like the white wine glass but definitely wider, or it could come in this triangular shape. The point is the bottom, the base of the red wine glass is always wider than the rim, and this is to allow your wine aerate. You do not hold the wine at the base so that the heat from your hand doesn't alter the taste. You hold the wine glass at the stem. Utensil etiquette is also very important. In most situations, where so much cutleries are arranged on the table, use the outside-in rule to tell which fork, knife, or spoon to use at the dinner table. Start with the cutlery farthest from you and gently work your way in. And if you drop a utensil, pick it up yourself and ask for the waiter to replace it. Don't clean and use it again. But if you cannot reach it, inform the waiter and ask for a replacement. Don't stand up from your chair to go pick up a fallen cutlery. It is wrong. And now, no matter how delicious the food is, do not scrape your plate. Scraping the plate or loud chewing is unpleasant to listen to, and it is considered impolite. Try to cut your food into 1 bite size or 2 bite sized pieces at a time. Don't cut it all like a baby. And when eating soup, spoon the soup away from you towards the center of the bowl. Usually, soup is served in a deep plate or a deep bowl, but please don't drink directly from. bowl, but please don't drink directly from the plate or bowl. And no matter how hot the soup is, don't blow on it or on a spoonful of soup. Do not slop like very delicious, and never tilt your bowl. Don't fill the spoon so much. Hold the spoon by resting the end of the handle on your middle finger with your thumb on top of it. And now, what you must do is fill your spoon by moving it away from you so it doesn't spill on your dress. Fill only 2/3 of your spoon with soup. Then sip from the side of the spoon quietly. When the soup is over, leave the spoon in the bowl, not on the table. In this era of electronics, please turn off or silence all electronic devices before entering the restaurant. If you forgot to turn off your cell phone and it rings, immediately turn it off. Do not answer the call, do not text, and do not browse the internet at the table. Be polite at the table. A simple "excuse me, please, I'll be right back" can do a lot for you. Do not leave the table without a word. Always be excused before you leave. When sneezing or coughing at the table is unavoidable, just cover your nose or mouth with a napkin and proceed as quietly as possible with the sneeze or the cough. Except in an emergency where you need to blow your nose, please don't use the napkin to blow your nose. Excuse yourself, leave the table, and use an handkerchief instead. Another thing you need to know is that food should be passed to the right or the left, but the point is, food has to move only in one direction. One diner either holds the dish as the next diner takes some food, or he hands it over to the person who then serves himself and hands it over to the next person. No crossing your hands over someone to pass food. And still on how things should be passed at the table, cream pitchers and other dishes with handles should be passed with the handle towards the person receiving them. And also, if someone asks for a salt or pepper, pass both the salt and the pepper. Even if the person asked for just one, pass both anyway. Each time service is provided at a multi-course meal, verbal acceptance is not necessary. But to review service, a verbal rejection of "no thank you" is given. And by the time you're done eating totally, just say "thank you." Even as you celebrate and go for all of these ceremonies, eat wise, eat decently, and be smart. Your body is your responsibility. Please take good care of it.
To your mom.
All right.
Yes, because there are some
Thank you
women, they
so
just
much
take
for
you.
staying with us. We're back now. We're talking about mothers and how amazing they are. But we're coming back to our discussion now. So for all the people who are going to go for dinners and you'll be eating out this period, you have learned a thing or two. Know how to pass your salt and pepper container. If they ask for something, how do you move it? What side should you pass it to, and all of that stuff. Or if you missed out on any of this information on food, you know we always upload our videos on YouTube. So you can go to ITV on YouTube, click on playlist, you find all of our programs, scroll till you find Flipside. When you find Flipside, keep scrolling, you get over 90 videos there. The newest videos are always the ones at the bottom. So you can just click on the video for today and watch, catch up, get all of the information you've missed out on. It's Valentine's special on Flipside. We're talking about love. So we're getting right into some of the questions that were asked us on our social media platforms, and we're going to see how much of an answer we can give. So, Mr. Kingsley, I'll start with you. Someone said, is there any harm in expressing detailed information about your past relationships with your present partners? Like how many exes you've had, if you've had like 10 boyfriends before, and did you sleep with all of them? Where, and all of those kind of information.
Well, what a question to ask me in a time like this. I did justice to that before I got married. I wasn't into so many relationships. I did about 2, 3, there about maximum 2 to be precise.
Wow.
I told my wife, that is my wife now, the person, and she knows the person. The person was there before she came. This is the person and stuff like that. So, you know, incidentally, something happened late last year that almost was going to embarrass me. But because I had told my wife about this person, and when the person started chatting, I told her this person is chatting. When the issue was to get out of hand, and the other person, we were both married, the other person tried to make a fool out of the whole matter. You said you checked my phone, look at the chats, my hands are clean. I've always been open on this matter. You know, I was practically summoned. And I said, I have never hidden anything concerning this matter as far as my relationship is concerned. So trying to get to my wife to embarrass me won't work. Because even when the chat started, I told her these are the situations, look at what this person is trying to get across. So she wasn't really surprised. There was no tension. There was no problem at all. She was even irritated that they're even asking me for audience or stuff like that. Why? Because I've been open about the whole stuff. So to me, you don't know what will arise tomorrow. And you don't want your partner to look as if there is a deep or dark side of you that he or she, you say, I thought I knew you. After 20 years, I barely knew you. This marriage is not working. You know, he's surprised. He's going to hear something about your past that is enough to cripple the marriage. I think before you get into the I do, the dead was, part, let your partner know the details. You may think they may not matter for now. You don't know what the future holds. We always say that even in counseling, advise couples, you are going to get married now, put everything bare. Things that you know that if it's heard by second or third party, it will not augur well for the relationship. Let your partner know.
But don't you think that's just creating an avenue for it to be thrown back at your face when you put chorus? They see you now. That's how you did that time now. You know, things like that keep coming up.
I don't really think so. The Bible says they were both naked and they were not ashamed. Is this someone you are calling? One will say two shall become one. It's as if he or she knows everything about you. He or she can vouch for you. In other words, it says the man should love the wife and lay his life. That means he's going to die for the person he's with now. It's as serious as that. So if you can die for her, or you can lay your life for her, is there anything you cannot tell her? Is there anything that is new under the sun? Everybody has his own past. Yours may be worse than mine. It doesn't mean you're better than me. Maybe the situation you were exposed to was what made yours to be the way it was. What we're talking about now, we're starting a new life together. We know what had been. We know what we're about to start. We now have a new template. Whatever is in the past is in the past. But if for any reason it raises its ugly head up, you have been open enough and your wife should be able to say, honey, I trust you. You go out for a week too, your wife trusts you, that nothing is happening. That's why I think it's the best. It's the best thing to do. There's some relationships that have crumbled because of these secrets. There was a case of a man. The woman is even abroad, it's not even here. And the woman is still, please, I want to come down and take you. The family had to summon the man. What did you give to our daughter? It's like his first love. So the girl is still attached to the man. But luckily for him, the wife is aware. If not the fact that the woman is somewhere abroad and the man is here, they would have been saying that, are you sure there's nothing going on between the two of them? So the truth remains that both parties should be open. Okay. Don't judge me by my past. It's in the past.
Woman's perspective. Do you agree?
I don't agree. Yes, I don't, because depending on who you are too, you understand. For me, I don't think I should like washing my dirty linen outside. You understand? If I'm getting married to, let me use myself for example, because even before I got married to my husband, I never told him my past. Because one, just like what you said now, maybe just be raising some ugly maybe situation you have. Okay, that's what you did that time. That's why this person, So I don't think it's necessary. Just be yourself. If you're getting so married, for example, now tell yourself, this is a journey, yes, that you are, it's an eternity. Till death do you part. So you have to watch what you are doing. You have a lot of bad things you have to, do away with. Things you usually do as a single person, you have to let it go. And then, if you get to a stage, probably when your husband now knows that, okay, you were dating this guy, and both of you are outside and the guy just say, hello, the man is reading on that thing, are you sure they are not still together? You know, so if your husband do not know who the person is, that problem will not occur. Yes. So for me, I don't think it's necessary at all, because a lot of issues definitely will come up.
Okay. I think I'll conclude by saying, know your partner, then decide, because I totally understand where they're coming from. I agree on both ends, because if Benin will say, I might not speak it very well, but I will translate. The stone you see coming will not blind your eye. Yeah. So if your husband or your wife is aware that this person is in your past and you had a very strong bond, if the person begins to chat you up again, that man, most likely, or woman, would help you break that connection. Say, don't talk to this person anymore, or protect you. But if he doesn't know, he won't even know what to protect. But at the same time, if you also tell him, know your partner and decide for yourself.
If I may ask a question.
Okay.
You had a child before
marriage.
This person.
That's the difference.
It's a different thing. But it's part of your past.
But funny enough, I know of a family
that actually
gave
as a secret.
You know, before she got married. Until today, that girl has graduated. The guy doesn't know that it's the child. In that case, it's bad, because one day
it will come up.
Yes, it will come, definitely. Probably when the child wants to get married, the mother must surface. Yeah. So in that case, of course.
Okay, you're not putting some exceptions.
Yeah, that's why
I brought that out so that you can put some exceptions. Because
that's why I said know your partner. Yeah. So if it's in a good relationship where you can spell out your bad and ugly and good side, fine. But when you study your partner, you know that there will be maybe likely problem. Yes, you just like that.
Okay. Now there was this challenge, or it's not necessarily a challenge. It was more like a joke, but it became quite serious. People were even printing cards as association members, Stingy Men Association. You know, they had their own slogan. They even had anthem. Then it moved beyond that. We now had Stingy Women Association with this image logo of a woman's leg crossed. So we even have padlock in their pants. I'm like, okay, so if the men are not giving us money, we're not opening our legs. So it got me thinking. Plus the question also came up online, and I said, okay, we'll have to deal with this. If your partner gives you money, supports you financially, maybe paying your way through school, totally carries your burden, does it mean that partner is entitled to sex when he's not your husband?
Well, the issue is if there's a relationship already. If there's no relationship and the person just comes as a volunteer, I want to help you through your dating. School. If you're dating, fine. There's always, of course, you know, there's this passion that you cannot control, even as a woman. The same thing with a man. So if you are dating, it's just an avenue. Yeah, you are friends. You can do anything. But if there's no dating, no relationship, of course, it's like a charity thing.
Why do I feel like you will not agree? Okay, but is he entitled?
No, the word entitled is as if it's a right.
It's
not a right.
It's not a right.
You only call it a right under the context of marriage, becomes a right. Outside marriage, it's discretional, based on, like you said, what between the two persons involved. Yeah. But under marriage is a right. Ephesians 5 is a right. You can't deny him his right. It's his benevolence. You must give it to him. You can't starve him. I was telling someone in one of the singles conference, I said there are a lot of food is ready everywhere. So don't deny your man his right. Or else he will just branch one of the food is ready and cool off and fill off his tummy. But once, like you said, like she said, if the person is just trying to be of assistance, then you're not paying him. You're not trying to compensate him for helping you. But if there's an attraction, you guys are in a relationship, and you feel like, even though we don't support it, but that is a different ball game. You're not trying to compensate him. You both are in a relationship. You have a plan, probably get married or stuff like that. But if it's just purely on help grounds, my dear, you are not entitled. If he demands for that, you're giving him. It's as if you're paying him in kind for what he has done for you out of love. So I don't think the man should even demand for such. He's helping. There's nothing wrong in helping a fellow person without demanding for compensation. At least the world should not be that terrible. People, there are donors who give things freely without asking you to repay. It's just that any part of this world, we say, is it money for hand, bag for guy? It's not so. No, if someone out of pity or sees you in a dire scenario and wants to bail you out, if he does that, you are not obliged to compensate him by sleeping with him. It's not your right.
Okay. All right. 2 more questions before we start leaving this place. Relationships these days, we like social media much more than you people do. Our children will come and they won't like you more. Hey, no, you are not old school. In fact, if you look at them, they even look younger than myself. I can tell that one of these 2 people even have grandchild, if you will not accept. She has grandchild. Okay. You will not believe it. Okay, so we like social media, and it's going to keep getting more intense because the world is going all internet and digital. So, but how long should we actually wait before we make our relationships public? How long would you advise? We have people who have issues in their relationship because you're not making them DPs. You're not putting them on your WhatsApp status. You didn't put them on your Facebook page. You have to put my picture there and say, my love of my life. So prove that there's no other person. Or would you advise such? Should relationship be more private than public? Or if you really do love someone, scream the person out to the world?
My advice is private. You know, let me take myself as an example. I always do that because I have girls. You know, there's a particular day my son placed a picture, a lady picture, and my husband is like, "Who is this person?" You understand? And he tried to, you know, explain the whole thing. And my husband said, just remove that picture immediately because you are not expected to put it there. You know, bringing your relationship in the public is not a good thing. One, you have not made up your mind if this is actually the person you want to settle with. And you have not studied the person to know if, okay, this guy or this lady would like me to showcase him. Like, you have to understand each other to know if the person is a public kind of person or a private person. So for me, it's to a large extent because we see a lot of breakup after flaunting the pictures and all that. Before you know it, they are all separated. Yeah, they're separated, and you know, news here and there. So I don't think it's right. Relationship should be private until you are settled. You've made concrete arrangement that yes, this is who I want to be with. Then of course you can go.
But how long should we wait before we now introduce this very private relationship partner to our family, to our friends?
That's when you know that everything is settled.
Oh wow.
Yes, you are sure that this guy is ready for marriage. The lady is ready. Then of course, definitely the both families will always come together. You know, so that's when you don't just bring somebody. I also had a friend who the daughter brought in a guy, and before you know it, after the guy came to the house, you know, they chatted with the family. That was the end of the guy. The guy never showed up. A few months ago, he got married to another lady.
Oh dear.
So you can imagine, so such thing, you wait until you are very sure that, okay, this person is for me.
Do you agree with
before
that?
you do that?
Well, to an extent I do. But like you said, you're looking at what happens currently. No lady wants to be with a guy who cannot flaunt her, who cannot display that this is the one. This is the real deal. You're going out with her, you're telling yourself you're not sure. If you're not sure, then you should relax. It's not your time yet. You're not matured enough. So every lady wants you to be proud of what you have come to have with them. They want you to display their pictures, show the world that they are the most important thing in your life. So if you're not doing that, they begin to get apprehensive. Is this relationship or this love, is it genuine? Because one is not displaying to somebody who thinks she's the one. He's doing it to someone else who is the real one. I don't want to get what I'm saying. Yeah. So the lady has this apprehension and fear that this guy is not genuine. So the current trend does not go with madam's pattern. The lady wants to feel loved, want to feel special. And if anything at all, your DP, you should not even be there. It's a picture. So that every other lady can stay clear. And this guy is a no-go area.
Because the guy is now prepared.
You know what it says? SSAS. This one is seriously attached or aggressively AA. So stay off. Like what they say, beware of. All ladies beware. This one is taking.
There are so many memes now on WhatsApp.
When the guy has already made up his mind that this is what I want.
You know, when sometimes the guy may now have made up his mind, the lady has already married him, they are already a couple in her mind. Because the guys don't go for it, they are the least to get to understand the picture. But the lady of same age with the guy is already picturing her marital home. So if she likes you to that extent, she's already seeing the two of you on a vehicle with 2 kids at the back, smiling. So she wants to start showing that sign that this person is mine. I don't want you to play double game.
All right, a quick advice for ladies this Valentine period. They might upload your pictures, well, you'll be amazed that it's only you that is seeing it on the status. Every other person has been blocked. So you'll be seeing it and you're rejoicing. Okay. So if you want your pictures on display, be very sure that the whole world is actually seeing it. I personally, on a personal ground, I did not really want my relationships ever made public. I'm a very private person. Even growing up, I was very private. So my husband, before my parents even knew about my husband, I think we were sure that, okay, we want to marry. My friends, a few of my friends, like 3, knew him. Then my sisters, they knew him. I had this, what if it doesn't work out? So they will not still count this one. One X. Another one counts this one. I don't want anybody to count and follow me, but thank God it all worked out. But the last question we're going to ask, and we have gift ideas for y'all to make a video for that. I don't know if I'll be able to put that one on air today, but even if it's small, you can watch. So let's just do this quickly. What would you think about people getting engaged to men or women they haven't seen? We do it a lot in Edo State. You have a guy abroad. You've been talking on phone. The next day, time he comes to Benin, he's married. You're already engaged. You're doing bride price. And do you think it's advisable? Does it really work?
Well, for me, I don't subscribe to that. Even the ones you see, and you thought you knew, it's hard for it to succeed. Talk about the ones you have not seen. I was almost a victim of that, of a consultant from UK then. When they came and we were talking with her, I said, I don't know how this will work out. She said she's going to come to Nigeria. He just told me, I said, just leave me. I'm not interested. Because it didn't add up. Because to me, I want to know the person. I want to, on my own, develop feelings and say, this person, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Not someone from nowhere. Sometimes it works for them, it works, but in most cases, I've seen it from cases where the guy came from abroad, they got married, the lady took him, the guy went back to abroad. He said he's not the father of the baby. Okay. Because of the rush. He felt, are you sure? I should not been sleeping around before I came and stuff. After these few times I had with her, and she's telling me that she's pregnant. She eventually lost the baby because of the trauma she had to go through, in trying to say, I'm married, but yet the father is claiming that the baby in question is not his. Terrible. So I don't subscribe to it. I feel that whoever is going to get married to you, you have the right to know the person. And you're going to live with the person for the rest of your life. Nobody should just impose somebody on you and go and sit down somewhere and got somebody from abroad. Is it abroad that you live with?
Okay, so personally, I don't say thank you to both of you. If we had more time, I know we'll still enjoy ourselves and giving you a lot more information. We have a video for y'all that gives you ideas on how to make a gift without necessarily buying it. If we have the time, we'll play it. But if it doesn't come on air now, next time we'll talk about relationship, marriage, board. Put that video for you to learn from. Well, quick tips for all the ladies who are going to go out. I did this last year and I'm going to remind you this year. Don't forget there's COVID-19. Get your face masks, hand sanitizers. Go to places where they at least maintain social distance. If you don't know where to go, you have the money, come to ITV Couples Radio, Couples Classic. And please do not drink any drink that they have opened down before you get there. Whatever you're ordering, ensure it's open before you. If you need to ease yourself, go with your drinks to where you're going to ease yourself, or your food. Don't leave it there. It could be spiked before you come back. Know that. And please do not go out to any event without vex money. You know, vex money is that extra cash that if the person you're out with is not dealing with you the way you like, maybe it's pressuring you, come to my house, sleep with me, and you're like, this is not what I signed up for. You will not need him to pay your cab fare. You just carry your vex money, order Uber, Taxify, and go to your house gently, in peace. In case he also says, so you will not follow me, pay for this food. You carry your vex money and pay. Don't go empty-handed though. I beg you people, in the name of God. So do this, and to an extent, I'm sure you'll be safe. Don't hang out with any guy you don't do nothing with in a dark place. Do not stay out too late if you know you intend to come back home. I think there's still curfew at 10.
Yeah.
So if you like, you stay after 10, then you're not deceiving yourself, you want to come home. You will look for what you are looking for and you will pay. So ladies, be very, very safe. Be careful. You carry belly February, before December you will born the baby. But I'll give you that video now, or bye-bye.
Can you hear my heartbeat calling? Can you feel the love we're falling? Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Throwing caution to the wind, I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Running so fast, can you